10 times Khamzat Chimaev shocked the world. If you are a fan of Khamzat, be ready for 10 times the most shocking moments of him that this world has ever experienced. As the fame of MMA mixed martial arts continues to grow rapidly, new fans are constantly attracted. Although MMA, and especially the UFC, has progressed dramatically from its earliest days of diversity and extraordinariness to become an official, highly respected, and most popular sport, not everyone fully understands what it is about. So if you look closely, MMA is always known that after an absence of more than a year, Khamzat Chimaev returned to the Octagon at UFC 267 on October 30th, 2021. People considered him a person of the past, but he never missed a beat. Okay, tell me in the comments honestly, what were you expecting at that time from Khamzat Chimaev? Chimaev beat Li Jingliang in the first round of the UFC to up his record to 4-0 and 10-0 in his MMA career. He has eliminated all of his rivals, and 7 were defeated in the first round. He's never even been to round 3, and that's absolutely amazing in MMA. But it was not just those numbers that could draw the attention of the 27-year-old Swedish-born man. Chimaev exploded at the UFC venue in retaliation in the summer of 2020, eliminating 3 opponents in just 2 months' performance. But then he spent 13 months on the sidelines, with his work interrupted by the heavy COVID-19 pandemic. When he recovered, he picked up where he left off and continued on his historic run. And today, in the next few minutes, I will share with you some of Chimaev's amazing numbers that start with his very first UFC appearance. But before jumping into his MMA highs, let's take a look at his early life and how he became such a successful MMA fighter. Chimaev was born in the Chechen Republic of Russia when he started fighting, and he was only 5. He won a bronze medal at the Russian Junior National Championships. In 2013, at the age of 18, he moved to Sweden with his mother and joining his older brother. After moving to Sweden, Chimaev joined a number of clubs, including BK Athen. Considered one of the best freestyle athletes in the country, Chimaev won gold medals in the 2016 and 2017 Swedish Freestyle National Championships at 86 kilograms, and in 2018 he did so at 92 kilograms. Chimaev has had a series of outstanding performances in the Octagon, setting a complete 12-0 record consisting of 3 pins, 7 technical falls, and carrying 105 combined points, while conceding just 2 in all 3 of his fights. Chimaev has competed in several judo tournaments and in 4 sambo fights. Do you remember when Chimaev received 118 strikes in the first round of July 16, 2020 in his first Octagon match? And that battle continued to push John Phillips into the second round, where he was defeated by Darce Choke. That punch or kick every 2.5 seconds, right outside of the gate. The total number of strikes Chimaev threw made him the first middleweight in the modern-day UFC to win at least 100 in the first round. His 118th hit was the second to hit a UFC 185-pounder in any round. If he had known that number to be hit was 120, a mark established by Ryan James in the second round of his 2017 fight against Andrew Sanchez, Chimaev could have fired 3 more punches before the horn to secure the record. He was very much in control. He shocked his audience once again. Chimaev took only 10 days to become 2-0 in the UFC. The time span between his July 16th debut and his July 26th first-round TKO of Reese McKee in a welterweight bout is the fastest turnaround between victories in UFC history. It was the shortest turnaround time between fights, period, until last October, when strawweight Lupi Godinez competed 7 days after scoring a quick submission over Silvana Gomez-Juarez. However, Godinez lost her October 16th bout by unanimous decision to Luana Carolina, so Chimaev's record for winning turnaround...
Said he was lighter during fight week, but he was the last to weigh in and only had a couple minutes to spare.
Darce choke, wait for it.
That's it, Mike, she's got it.
There's the top.
Wow. Khamzat Chimaev by submission, and he stays undefeated with an absolutely outstanding debut.
And there it is. The arm comes under the fist, the neck, he grabs his own bicep, and then he just torques, and that's that. And it's a disappointing night for John Phillips, it really is, you know. But this guy, Khamzat Chimaev, I'm telling you, he's got a bright future.
For a guy that's young in his career to go out there and get that kind of a finish.
Once again, Chimaev piled up a 68-0 advantage over McKee in total strikes and wasted no time in doing so. He competed across the octagon at the start, got a hold of McKee in the first 5 seconds, carried him across the cage to where his own coaches were, deposited McKee on the canvas, and went to work, which shows how strong he is. McKee could not even attempt a strike, making Chimaev's 40 significant strikes the most in the UFC's modern era against an opponent who did not attempt a strike.
A 10-7 for that first round. We don't see many of those. Aranches Emmett,
big hammer fist here
with some big blows here early in the first.
Just take a look at Chimaev's significant strikes advantage through 2 UFC fights. It was 83-1. That's the most strikes landed in this MMA era by a fighter who absorbed only 1 or fewer. His total strikes advantage of 192-2 made Chimaev just the second fighter in this UFC to land at least 100 and absorb 2 or fewer in his first 2 bouts, joining heavyweight champion Cain Velasquez, who outstruck his 2 opponents 141-2. It was September 19, 2020, when Chimaev got his 3rd UFC win, knocking out Gerald Meerschaert in just 17 seconds. Seriously, I'm not kidding. You heard it right, and that's only with 1 punch. This KO's tied for the 3rd fastest in UFC middleweight history. First place is owned by Mark Weir with his record of a 10-second knockout of Eugene Jackson in 2002. The next one, 2nd place, has been owned by Terry Martin, who knocked out Jorge Rivera in just 14 seconds in 2007. And John Phillips, the losing fighter in Chimaev's debut, shares 3rd place with a 17-second KO of Alan Adamovsky in 2019. Can you see this irony? It was John Phillips who was involved in 2 world records, but always on the defeating side.
By Modelo, Meerschaert out of the southpaw stance in blue. Chimaev ortho.
On the pressure, like he always does.
Just like that! Khamzat Chimaev!
Do you remember Chimaev's debut? It was July 16th, and his smashing victory on September 19th makes him the quickest fighter to 3-0 in the UFC's modern era, as it only took 66 days, breaking Johnny Walker's record of 105. Chimaev's also the fastest to make 3 wins at any point in a UFC career, bettering Bobby Green, whose record was 84 days. Over Chimaev's 3 fights in 2020, he landed 196 strikes and absorbed only 2. It is the 2nd best ratio in UFC history for a fighter with at least 3 bouts in that year. He is the only fighter to turn in a more dominant year. Royce Gracie landed 19 strikes and absorbed not a single at UFC 1. Gracie defeated 3 opponents, Art Jimerson, Ken Shamrock, and Gerard Gordeau on the 12th of November 1993, en route to becoming the first champion of UFC. In this UFC era, not a single fighter can come close to Chimaev. Being absent from class extends the workload to bulk, and after an absence of over a year, Chimaev knocked out Li Jingliang in 3 minutes and 16 seconds by rear naked choke. This finish might have come even earlier if Chimaev hadn't wasted his time speaking to UFC President Dana White while the fight was going on. As usual, Chimaev absorbed no strikes while dishing out 58, including 25 significant strikes.
Right now, too.
Even
and if
holding
Lee
him
can just
up there.
stay calm. Yeah, he's got to stay calm and not let him get to his back and get around his neck.
He was able to find the top hand, Paul. That's why he's
Still
still able.
too tight.
Now it's
There
too
it
tight.
is.
Yeah, now it's tight. Now he's in trouble.
In could have been 12-1.
Yeah.
There's no welterweight in the world that he trains with.
It was April 9th, and the stage was UFC 273. Chimaev and Gilbert Burns were in front of each other, his first top 10 opponent, as Burns is ranked number 3 in the ESPN welterweight rankings. About a year ago, the 20-4 Brazilian challenged Kamaru Usman for the title, losing by 3rd round TKO. Burns in his MMA career is a multiple-time Jiu-Jitsu world champion with 8 submission wins, and this victory over him would establish the Chimaev hype and put him in title contention. Chimaev often utilizes his freestyle wrestling in his fights to get his opponents to the ground. Once he's in top control, he employs different techniques to gain control over his opponents and land heavy ground and pound or seek submissions while forcing his weight towards them. His grappling is very often compared to Khabib Nurmagomedov due to the similarities in the techniques, such as the handcuff lock and hooking of the legs. Regarding strikes, Chimaev also proved its effectiveness on the regional circuit as well, with a quick win over former 2-time GHSA wrestling champion Sidney Wheeler after taking him down with an outside trip. So like Chimaev, we should always try to be on top of the struggles, whatever the problem is you have, to be ready for the challenges of life. And that's it for this video. Don't forget to leave this video a like and subscribe to this channel for more info. And as soon as you get that done for me, I will take care of your knowledge and learning experience so we both win.